today we are going to talk about what do we know about poetry. This is a poetry unit, and it's really teaching the kids about rhythm, sound, and taking meaning out of poetry. Jason, which poem should we read first? Crayons? Let's read it together.
I had a box of crayons, all shiny, straight, and new.
In this unit, we really dig into what makes poems great and different characteristics of poetry. What else makes a great poem?
Rhymes.
Rhyme. Can you tell me a rhyme that you see in a poem up here? Keegan, can you come up and show us 2 rhyming words?
Think and drink.
Drink and think. Very good. Do those rhyme?
Yes.
Yes, good job, Keegan. We say that poems can rhyme, poems have rhythms, sometimes they have tongue twisters. So the kids have come up with those ideas on their own as we've been going through the lessons. I introduced a new poem, Cat, by Mary Miller. The black cat yawns, opens her jaws. The lesson today was all about putting a picture in your mind and then illustrating it. Can you turn to a friend and talk about what picture did it make in your mind?
I saw a cat drinking some water, and it's squirted up to her nose.
We've learned 5 different poems so far, so I had them really think about which poem they liked the best and which poem they could really think of a picture in their mind. And then their job was to draw what they saw from that poem. When you think you know which poem you are going to color and draw, you may go quietly and carefully to your seat. Can you tell me who's in your picture?
2 girls.
Let's see how we're doing over here. I did go over to a student and I had her explain to me, so what are you working on? Which poem did you choose? And she said that she chose the poem Crayons, and she was drawing a girl that gave her crayon to her friend and she broke it. And I said, how is this character feeling in this poem? So is she gonna be upset about the crayon breaking? No, so she's gonna have a smile or a sad face? Smile, because she might even have a speech bubble, right? And she's gonna say probably, what would she say?
I don't care.
I don't care. Do you think you could find it in the poem? My friend said he was sorry. I said,
I don't care.
I kind of pushed her, well, could you make a speech bubble for that? I really want them to incorporate other skills that they've learned in writing or in reading and bring those into the poetry lesson as well. Boys and girls, I saw some really beautiful illustrations this morning. I think we have time for maybe a couple friends to come up here and recite a poem. Callie, you want to go first? At the end of the lesson, I brought all the students back to the rug, and I had a couple of them come up to recite some of the poetry.
It fell in the city. It fell through the night.
I think that that's really important because it builds confidence in them. They get practice speaking loudly and clearly, which is one of our standards.
My friend said she was sorry, but I said I don't care.
I found that the kids were really engaged in this unit so far, and that they were asking me, can we read another poem? Can we read another poem? So I would say that if teachers would like to try this unit, it's a great one to try.
With 1 crayon we can share.
Nice job, Bardos.